The invitation arrived on the same day I caught them together. Life has a twisted sense of humor that way. I remember standing in my office, admiring the Mumbai skyline through floor-to-ceiling windows, when my phone buzzed with Maya's message. "Coming by your place tonight. Big news. I'm Penelope." And until that day, I thought I had it all figured out. Top architect at Wilson & Associates, engaged to the perfect guy, and blessed with a best friend who'd been by my side since college. Funny how quickly perfect can crumble. "Earth to penny." Bailey waved her hand in front of my face. "The contractor's waiting for your approval on the hotel blueprints." "Right, sorry." I shuffled through the papers, trying to focus. "Tell him I'll have it ready by 5. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." I showed her Maya's message. "She never comes over unannounced. Something's up. Maybe she finally landed that event planning gig she's been chasing," Bailey suggested, perching on my desk. If only it had been that simple. I left work early that day, wanting to surprise Ronald. He'd been distant lately, claiming long hours at the engineering firm. I picked up his favorite butter chicken from that little place near Kalaba, thinking we could have dinner together before Maya arrived. The elevator ride to our apartment felt longer than usual. I fumbled with my keys, balancing the takeout bag, when I heard it. Laughter, Maya's distinctive giggle, floating through our door. My stomach dropped. I inserted the key as quietly as possible, turned it slowly. The door creaked open to reveal scattered clothes leading to our bedroom. Her designer handbag lay carelessly tossed on our couch, the one we'd picked out together at Urban Ladder last month. "Ron, we shouldn't." Maya's voice drifted from the bedroom. I stood frozen, the takeout bag slipping from my grasp. It hit the floor with a thud. Scrambling sounds, rushed footsteps. Ronald appeared first, hastily buttoning his shirt. "Penny, you're home early." Maya emerged behind him, hair disheveled, lipstick smeared. She at least had the decency to look ashamed. "Penny, I can explain." "Explain?" My voice came out eerily calm. "Explain why my best friend and fiancé are half naked in my bedroom." "It's not what you think," Ronald started. "Really? Because I think it's exactly what it looks like." I picked up Maya's bag and threw it at her. "Get out, both of you. Please, let's talk about this," Maya pleaded, clutching her bag. "I came here to tell you something important. More important than sleeping with my fiancé." Ronald stepped forward. "Penny, baby, we made a mistake. It just happened." "Things don't just happen, Ron. You make choices." I pulled off my engagement ring and placed it on the coffee table. "Here's my choice." Maya burst into tears. "I'm getting married. To Mitchell. That's what I came to tell you. I want you to be my maid of honor." The laugh that escaped me must have sounded hysterical. "You're joking, right?" "I love Mitchell," she insisted. "This thing with Ron, it was a moment of weakness." "How long?" They exchanged glances. "How long?" 3 months, Ronald admitted. 3 months. While I was planning our wedding. While Maya was helping me choose flowers and venues. While she was getting engaged to Mitchell. "Penny." Maya reached for my hand. I jerked away. "Don't touch me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Just leave." They gathered their things in silence. At the door, Maya turned back. "The invitation will be in your mail. Please think about it. You're my best friend." "Were," I corrected. "I was your best friend." After they left, I sank to the floor, surrounded by the mess they'd made of my life. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Maya. "I know you hate me right now, but I need you there. You're the only one who understands my family situation. Please." I stared at the message, remembering all the times Maya had cried on my shoulder about her controlling parents, their suffocating expectations, how they'd pushed her toward suitable matches, dismissing her dreams of running her own event, planning business. The formal invitation arrived minutes later by email. "Maya Thompson and Mitchell Thompson request the honor of your presence." I clicked delete, but not before noting the date, venue, And every little detail. If Maya wanted me at her wedding so badly, maybe I'd give her exactly what she asked for, just not in the way she expected. My phone buzzed one final time. Bailey. Hey, you never sent those blueprints. Everything okay? I typed back, no, but it will be. Meet me for drinks. I need your help with something. The Mumbai traffic horns blared outside my window as I grabbed my keys and purse. I had 6 weeks until Maya's wedding. 6 weeks to plan my own kind of celebration. You want to do what? Bailey nearly choked on her mojito. We were at Café Mondegar, our usual spot for crisis talks and life-changing decisions. Be her maid of honor, I repeated, stirring my untouched drink. And make sure everything goes, not quite according to plan. That's insane. Bailey leaned forward, lowering her voice. You're talking about sabotaging your best friend's wedding. Ex-best friend, I corrected. And I'm not talking about anything dramatic. Just little things. Things that can't be traced back to me. The cafe buzzed with its usual evening crowd, but I felt oddly detached from the familiar chaos. A waiter dropped off another round of drinks we hadn't ordered. Compliments of the lady at the bar, he said. I turned to see Delilah, my neighbor, approaching our table. Thought you might need this after what happened. News travels fast in our building. How did you? Ronald was making quite a scene in the lobby, Delilah said, pulling up a chair. Something about you not answering his calls, and him needing to explain. There's nothing to explain, I muttered. So what's the plan? Delilah asked, surprising me. When I hesitated, she added, oh come on, I know that look. You're plotting something. I shared my ideas while they listened intently. Small disruptions, wrong flower deliveries, mixed up RSVPs, scheduling conflicts with vendors. It's brilliant and terrible at the same time, Bailey admitted. But why put yourself through being her maid of honor? Before I could answer, my phone rang. Maya's cousin Layla's name flashed on the screen. I put it on speaker. Penny, thank God you picked up. Layla's voice crackled. Maya's having a breakdown. Aunt and uncle are threatening to call off their financial support for the wedding unless she follows their exact plans. They're trying to turn it into this massive society event. And this concerns me because you're the only one who knows how to handle them. Remember last year when you convinced them to let Maya take that event planning course? I remembered. I'd spent hours preparing a presentation showing how event planning could complement their family's jewelry business. Maya had been so grateful. Please, Layla continued. She needs you. The wedding planning meeting is tomorrow at the Taj. Just come, for old time's sake. I muted the call and looked at Bailey and Delilah. This could be my way in. Or your way to get hurt again, Bailey warned. I unmuted. What time? The next day, I walked into the Taj's conference room to find Maya surrounded by wedding catalogs, her mother dictating choices while her father discussed costs with Mitchell's parents. Maya looked up, relief flooding her face. Penny, you came. I'm here for Layla, I lied, taking a seat far from Maya. Maya's mother immediately pounced. Penelope, perfect timing. Tell Maya this color scheme won't work. She wants burgundy and gold, but I say navy and silver is more sophisticated. Actually, I said sweetly, burgundy and gold would be stunning for a winter wedding. Very traditional, yet modern. I can connect you with some excellent decorators. Maya shot me a grateful look. Her mother hesitated, then nodded reluctantly. See, Maya said. This is why I need Penny as my maid of honor. She understands both tradition and trends. I spent the next hour subtly suggesting vendors I knew were notoriously unreliable, recommending a caterer famous for mixing up orders, and proposing a makeup artist known for running late. As the meeting wrapped up, Maya caught my arm. Thank you. I know this must be hard for you. I pulled away. You have no idea. Penny, about Ronald. Don't. I turned to face her. You want me as your maid of honor. Fine, but we're not friends. We're not having heart-to-hearts. This is me doing my duty, nothing more. Her face fell. I understand, but there's something you should know about Ronald. Meeting in 5 minutes. Bailey's voice cut through the tension. She stood in the doorway, my saving grace. Sorry, Maya, but I need to steal Penny for work. Outside, Bailey grabbed my arm. You okay? No, I admitted. But I will be. Did you make those calls? Yup, 3 vendors already agreed to have scheduling conflicts the week of the wedding. And Delilah's working on the flower shop connection. I nodded, pulling out my phone to check my calendar. A notification popped up, an old photo from my gallery. Maya and me at her parents' Diwali party last year, her head on my shoulder as we shared secrets and dreams. For a moment, my resolve wavered. Then I remembered the sound of her laughter in my apartment, the sight of scattered clothes leading to my bedroom, and steeled myself again. Ready for phase 2? Bailey asked. I deleted the photo. Ready. The hotel's elaborate chandelier cast dancing shadows across the marble floor as we left, each step taking me further down a path I never thought I'd walk. But then again, neither did Maya when she betrayed me. The florist just called, I announced, walking into Maya's bridal fitting. They accidentally ordered pink roses instead of burgundy. They can't get the right color in time. Maya's face crumpled as she stood on the pedestal, wedding dress half-pinned. But the whole color scheme. I'm sure we can work something out, her mother said, examining the dress hem. Pink is more traditional anyway. I hid my smile, knowing the florist, carefully selected and prompted by Delilah, had never actually placed the original order. At least the dress fits perfectly, I offered, watching Maya twist to see herself in the mirror. Actually, the seamstress cleared her throat. There seems to be an issue with the measurements I received. The bust needs significant alterations. Another small victory. Bailey had made sure the measurements got accidentally switched. Maya's phone buzzed. Her face paled as she read the message. The caterer just canceled. Something about double booking. I can help find a replacement, I volunteered innocently. Though most good ones are booked months in advance. This is a disaster, Maya whispered, sinking onto a nearby chair, careful not to wrinkle her dress. Everything's falling apart. For a moment, watching her fight back tears, I felt a twinge of guilt. Then my phone lit up with a text from Ronald. Miss you. Maya was a mistake. Can we talk? The guilt evaporated. Don't worry, I said, pocketing my phone. I'll fix everything. Later that evening, I met Joanna, our mutual friend, for coffee at Starbucks. She stirred her latte thoughtfully after I filled her in on the wedding chaos. You know why Maya's really going through with this wedding, right? She asked. Because she's a manipulative. Because her parents threatened to cut her off completely if she didn't marry Mitchell. Joanna leaned forward. They found out about her secret event planning business. I froze mid-sip. What business? The one she started 3 months ago, right around the time Joanna trailed off meaningfully. The timeline clicked. 3 months ago, when she started seeing Ronald. What does one have to do with the other? Think about it, Penny. Who's the best architectural engineer in Mumbai for event spaces? My coffee turned bitter in my mouth. Ronald. She needed his help with venue assessments for her business plan. Things got complicated. That doesn't excuse. No, it doesn't. Joanna agreed. But maybe it explains some things. My phone rang, interrupting us. Unknown number. Hello. Is this Penelope? A man's voice, unfamiliar. I thought you should know something about Ronald Mason. He's been meeting with Maya regularly, even after your breakup. Who is this? The line went dead. Joanna raised an eyebrow. Everything okay? Fine, I lied, gathering my things. I need to go. I walked home through Mumbai's busy streets, my mind racing. Outside my building, I spotted Layla waiting. Before you say anything, she rushed out. I need to show you something. She pulled out her phone, displaying a series of text messages between Maya and Ronald. Maya, we need to tell her the truth. Ronald, not yet. The business plan isn't ready. Maya, I hate lying to her. Ronald, just a few more weeks. Trust me. When were these from? I demanded. Last week, Layla said quietly. There's more going on than you know, Penny. I pushed past her into the building, riding the elevator to my floor in a daze. Bailey was waiting outside my apartment. The makeup artist agreed to show up 2 hours late, she announced triumphantly. And I convinced the DJ to accidentally play the wrong first dance song. Maybe we should stop, I said. What? Why? I told her about Joanna's revelation and the mysterious call. So what? Bailey exclaimed. That makes it worse. She used Ronald for business connections. I don't know what to think anymore. Think about how you felt walking into your apartment that day, Bailey reminded me. Think about them lying to you for months. My phone buzzed again. Maya, can we meet? There's something you need to know about Ronald. Don't do it, Bailey warned, reading over my shoulder. I typed back, busy with wedding preparations. The replacement caterer needs an answer tomorrow. Maya, please, it's important. I turned off my phone and looked at Bailey. You're right, we stick to the plan. But that night, lying in bed, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was missing something crucial. The mysterious caller, the text messages, Maya's desperation to talk to me about Ronald. My laptop chimed with an email notification. Anonymous sender. Subject line. The truth about Ronald Mason. My cursor hovered over the email. Part of me wanted to delete it unopened, to stay focused on my revenge, but a larger part needed to know. I clicked. The attachment opened to reveal a business proposal. Client, Maya Thompson. Consultant, Ronald Mason. Date, 3 months ago. And there, in black and white, was a plan that would change everything I thought I knew about their betrayal. The business proposal stared back at me from my laptop screen. Mumbai Dreams, architectural event spaces, a joint venture between Maya and Ronald. With my name listed as potential lead architect, my phone rang. Maya again. What is this? I demanded, answering. Can we meet? Please, I'll explain everything. 20 minutes later, we sat in an all-night cafe, the same one where we'd celebrated her engagement to Mitchell months ago. Start talking, I said. Maya wrapped her hands around her coffee cup. I wanted to tell you from the beginning. The business was supposed to be for all three of us. So naturally, you slept with my fiancé? That wasn't, she closed her eyes. That day you found us. We weren't. It wasn't what it looked like. Really? Because it looked pretty clear to me. Ronald was helping me button up my blouse because I'd spilled coffee on it. We were reviewing venue blueprints when I knocked over my cup. Nothing happened between us, Penny, ever. I laughed bitterly. You expect me to believe that? Check your email again. There should be security footage from your building's lobby that day. I pulled out my phone, found another anonymous email. The video showed Maya entering my building, coffee in hand, fully dressed. 20 minutes later, the footage showed her leaving, wearing different clothes, Ronald behind her. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because of this. Maya slid her phone across the table. Text messages from her father. Either you marry Mitchell and forget this ridiculous business idea, or you're cut off. No more support, no inheritance, nothing. What does that have to do with? Ronald suggested we keep the business plan secret until after my wedding. He thought if we could show my parents a successful venture, they'd accept it. The clothes thing. We were trying to make it look like we'd been doing something else if anyone saw us meeting. That's the stupidest plan I've ever heard. I know. Maya's voice cracked. But I was desperate. And then you found us, and everything exploded. And my parents used the scandal to force the wedding timeline. My phone buzzed. Bailey. The DJ confirmed the wrong playlist. You still want to go through with it? I stared at the message, then at Maya. Why didn't Ronald tell me the truth? He tried. But you blocked his number, changed your locks, threatened legal action. The waiter arrived with fresh coffee, giving me a moment to process. Prove it, I finally said. Prove nothing happened between you two. Maya pulled out a USB drive. Here's every email, every message, every business document. Check the timestamps, the dates. And this? She handed me an envelope. Photos from the security camera in Ronald's office, During every meeting, we were never alone together. Joanna was always there. Joanna knew. She was our witness, for propriety. She tried to tell you. My phone buzzed again. Delilah. Florist confirmed the wrong flowers. No turning back now. Why didn't you just tell me about the business from the start? I asked. Because you were so excited about the wedding. Every time I tried to bring up business, you'd start talking about venues and dresses. I thought I could have both, the business and your happiness. And Mitchell, does he know? Maya's face fell. No, my parents threatened to tell him about the affair if I didn't go through with the wedding. His family is very traditional. The scandal would destroy him. The cafe's fluorescent lights flickered, casting harsh shadows across Maya's face. She looked exhausted, defeated. My phone lit up. Anonymous. Ask her about the ring. What ring? I asked. Maya reached into her bag, pulled out a small box. Inside was my engagement ring. Ronald gave this to me to return to you, along with this. She handed me a letter. Ronald's handwriting. Penny, I should have told you everything from the start. The business plan was meant to be your wedding gift, a chance for you and Maya to build something amazing together while I handled the engineering. I was an idiot to think secrecy was the answer. I've lost you, and I'll regret that forever. But please don't punish Maya for my mistakes. R. The cafe door chimed. Mitchell walked in, spotted us. Maya, what are you doing here so late? Maya's eyes widened in panic. I saw the fear there, fear of losing everything, just like I had felt. Wedding emergency, I heard myself say. Vendor issues, I was just helping Maya sort them out. Mitchell smiled. Good thing she has you, Penny. Maya's been so stressed about everything going perfectly. If he only knew how imperfect I'd planned to make it. My phone buzzed one final time. Bailey, everything's set for tomorrow's disasters. Give the word, and it all falls apart. I looked at Maya, saw the girl who'd been my best friend since college, who'd supported every dream I'd ever had. Then I looked at my phone and made a decision that would change everything. Actually, I said, I need to make some calls. I think there's been a mix-up with the vendors. You're doing what? Bailey's voice echoed through my apartment the next morning, after everything we planned. I'm fixing it, I said, dialing another vendor. Yes, hello? This is Penelope, regarding the Thompson wedding. There's been a mistake with the flower order. Have you lost your mind? Bailey snatched my phone. They played you. That whole coffee shop drama was probably staged. You didn't see her face when Mitchell walked in. I grabbed my phone back. She's trapped Bailey, just like I was trapped in my perfect wedding plans, while ignoring what Maya really needed. Oh, so now you're Team Maya. The doorbell rang. Delilah burst in, waving her phone. The florist's already ordered the wrong flowers. We can't undo that. Watch me. I turned back to my phone. Yes, I'll pay the rush fee for the burgundy roses, whatever it takes. Penny, Bailey's voice softened. Are you sure about this? Before I could answer, another knock. Maya's mother stood in my doorway, looking severe in her designer suit. Penelope, we need to talk. She strode in, eyeing Bailey and Delilah. Privately, they took the hint and left, Bailey shooting me a worried look. I know what you're doing, Maya's mother said, once we were alone. My heart stopped. Trying to help Maya with this ridiculous business venture. She pulled out a chair, sat down primly. It stops now. With all due respect, my daughter will marry Mitchell. She will take her place in society. This fantasy about event planning needs to end. Maybe if you'd supported her dreams from the start. Dreams don't pay bills, Penelope. Dreams don't maintain social standing. She leaned forward. You're her maid of honor. Act like one. Stop encouraging her. Or what? Or I'll tell Mitchell everything. About Ronald. About the secret meetings. About this business nonsense. His family will call off the wedding immediately. My phone buzzed. Maya, Mom's on her way to you. Don't let her intimidate you. I have a plan. Another text followed immediately. Ronald, whatever Maya's planning, I'm in. We all are. Well, Maya's mother demanded, what's it gonna be? I thought about Maya's face in the cafe, about the business proposal with my name on it, about all the dreams we'd shared over the years. Actually, I smiled, I have a better idea. 2 hours later, I stood in the wedding venue's conference room. Maya, Mitchell, Ronald, Bailey, Delilah, and both sets of parents sat around the table. Thank you all for coming, I began. As maid of honor, I've been closely involved in the wedding planning. But there's something everyone needs to know. Maya's mother started to stand. I held up my hand. Mitchell, Maya has been working on something amazing. A business that could revolutionize Mumbai's event industry. And she needs your help. Mitchell looked confused. What business? I nodded to Ronald, who distributed copies of the business proposal. Mumbai Dreams, I continued, will combine Maya's event planning expertise with top-tier architectural design. We already have potential clients lined up. We, Mitchell asked. Maya, Ronald, and me. As equal partners, Ronald handling engineering, me handling architecture, and Maya bringing it all together with her event planning skills. Maya's father scoffed. This is absurd. Actually, Mitchell interrupted, studying the proposal. This is brilliant. The profit projections, the market analysis. Maya, did you do all this? Maya nodded, tears in her eyes. Why didn't you tell me? Because, I cut in. Some people thought maintaining appearances was more important than supporting dreams. Maya's mother stood up. This meeting is over. Sit down, Auntie, Mitchell said firmly. Everyone stared. He never spoke to elders that way. Maya, is this what you want? More than anything, she whispered. Then I'm in, he smiled. Not just as your husband, but as an investor. My family's construction business could benefit from this partnership. Mitchell, his father warned. No, Dad. Look at these numbers. This isn't just some dream. This is a solid business opportunity. Maya's mother laughed bitterly. And I suppose you'll forgive the affair with Ronald too. There was no affair, I said. I have proof, security footage, witnesses, everything. The only scandal here is how far some people would go to control their children's lives. The room erupted in arguments and explanations. Through it all, Maya caught my eye and mouthed, "Thank you." My phone buzzed one last time. An email from the anonymous sender. You did the right thing. Check attachment. It was a photo from 5 years ago. Maya and me on our first day of college, bright-eyed and full of dreams. Below, it was a message. Sometimes revenge isn't about destroying someone's special day. Sometimes it's about helping them find their way back to who they were meant to be. I looked up to see Maya standing beside me, holding out her hand. Partners, she asked. I took her hand. Partners. The wedding was still 2 days away, but somehow I knew everything would work out exactly as it was supposed to. The wedding rehearsal was in full swing when everything started unraveling again. Maya's mother stood up during the dinner, champagne glass in hand. I'd like to make an announcement, she declared, her voice carrying across the decorated hall. The wedding is being postponed. Maya dropped her fork. What? Given recent developments, her mother continued, we feel it's best to take some time to reassess. Mitchell's father nodded in agreement. A business venture is one thing, but this unconventional arrangement, unconventional. Mitchell stood up. You mean successful? We've already got 3 clients lined up. I watched Maya's hands tremble as she reached for her water glass. After everything we'd fixed, it was falling apart again. Excuse me, I said, standing. May I say something? Penny, don't, Maya whispered. But I was already walking to the center of the room. You all know me as Maya's maid of honor, but I'm also her business partner, and I have something to show you. I nodded to Bailey, who dimmed the lights. Ronald, right on cue, started the projector. This is our first project, I announced, as images filled the screen. The Kumar wedding venue. Traditional architecture meets modern design. Maya's vision, my blueprints, Ronald's engineering, Mitchell's construction expertise. The guests murmured, studying the stunning 3D renderings. We're already booked for the next 6 months, I continued. Top families in Mumbai. People who understand that tradition and innovation can coexist. Maya's mother scoffed, and you expect us to believe? Actually, a voice called from the back. I can vouch for their work. Everyone turned. Joanna stepped forward with an elderly man in an expensive suit. Uncle Raj, Maya's father, stood up. What are you doing here? Supporting my grandniece's dreams, he replied. My daughter's wedding will be Mumbai Dream's first official event. Already paid the deposit. The room erupted in whispers. Uncle Raj was a leading industrialist in Mumbai. His approval meant everything in their social circle. But, Maya's mother stammered. The real question, Uncle Raj continued, is why you're so determined to stop this. Is it because you're afraid Maya will succeed where you failed? The room fell silent. Maya's mother's face went pale. What's he talking about? Maya asked. Your mother, Uncle Raj said gently, once had dreams of starting her own business too. But our family, we weren't as supportive then as we should have been. Mom? Maya turned to her mother, who was now sitting, tears in her eyes. I wanted to open a boutique, she whispered, design my own clothing line. But my parents, they said it wasn't proper. I watched as Maya crossed the room, kneeling beside her mother's chair. Why didn't you tell me? Because I didn't want you to feel the pain I felt. Her mother touched Maya's cheek. But I ended up causing it anyway, didn't I? Mitchell cleared his throat. Mrs. Thompson, what if the wedding became Mumbai Dream's showcase event? What do you mean? Maya asked. Let's make our wedding the perfect blend of tradition and innovation. Show everyone what this company can do. Ronald stepped forward. The venue's perfect for it. We could… No. Maya's mother stood up. Everyone froze. Then, surprisingly, she smiled. Not without a proper business plan. If we're doing this, we're doing it right. The tension in the room broke. People laughed, cheered, started talking all at once about ideas and possibilities. I felt a tap on my shoulder. Ronald, can we talk? He asked quietly. We stepped out onto the venue's balcony, Mumbai's lights twinkling below. I'm sorry, he said, for not telling you the truth from the start. I'm sorry, too, for not letting you explain. Where does this leave us? I thought about the past few months, about betrayal and revenge, about understanding and forgiveness. It leaves us as business partners, I said finally. Nothing more. He nodded, looking sad but relieved. I can live with that. Back inside, Maya was hugging her mother, both of them crying and laughing at the same time. Mitchell was deep in discussion with Uncle Raj about construction details. Bailey and Delilah were already sketching decoration ideas on napkins. My phone buzzed one last time. Anonymous. Sometimes the best revenge is living well. I smiled, finally understanding who had been sending those messages all along. Across the room, Joanna winked at me. Maya broke away from her mother and rushed over. Penny, Mom wants to invest in Mumbai Dreams. Can you believe it? Actually, I grinned, I can. But first, we have a wedding to plan. A real one this time. The perfect showcase, she agreed, then hesitated. You know I really am sorry, right? For everything. I hugged her. I know. Now let's show Mumbai what happens when women support each other instead of tearing each other down. The rehearsal dinner turned into an impromptu business meeting, with ideas and plans flowing as freely as the champagne. Looking around, I realized that sometimes the best endings aren't about getting even. They're about getting better. The morning of Maya's wedding arrived with unexpected chaos. Not the chaos I'd originally planned, but the kind that comes with launching a business and hosting a wedding simultaneously. The presentation screens aren't syncing. Bailey rushed into the bridal suite, tablet in hand. We can't showcase the 3D venue tours. Maya, halfway through her makeup, remained surprisingly calm. Penny will handle it, right? I was already dialing Ronald. Meet me at the control room. Bring your laptop. The venue buzzed with activity. Wedding guests mingling with potential clients. Society photographers capturing every detail. Our first major event as Mumbai Dreams had to be perfect. "There you are," Ronald called from the control room doorway. "I think I know what's wrong." We worked side by side, fixing the technical issues while trying to ignore our complicated history. Finally, the screens flickered to life, displaying our architectural renderings in stunning detail. "Just like college," Ronald smiled. "Remember that final project we saved 10 minutes before presentation?" "This isn't college," I reminded him. "And we're not—" "I know," he cut in. "Business partners only, I remember." A commotion outside drew our attention. Maya's mother was arguing with the catering staff. "These aren't the appetizers we ordered," she exclaimed. "How will this look to Uncle Raj's associates?" I rushed over. "Actually, these are better. Trust me." She hesitated, then tried one. Her eyes widened. "This is amazing." "Fusion cuisine," I explained. "Traditional flavors with modern presentation. Maya's idea." "Speaking of Maya," she lowered her voice, "she's asking for you. Something about cold feet." I found Maya pacing in the bridal suite, looking stunning in her designer lehenga. "I can't do this," she blurted out. "The wedding, the business launch, it's too much." "Hey," I grabbed her shoulders. "Remember when we were 22 and you talked me through my first client presentation?" She nodded. "What did you tell me then?" "That you were born for this," she whispered. "That fear means you're about to do something amazing." "Exactly. And look at everything we've built in just 2 months. Mumbai Dreams is already trending on social media." "But what if—" A knock interrupted us. Mitchell poked his head in. "I know it's bad luck," he said, "but I need to show you something." We followed him to the main hall. The screens were now showing a live feed of guests arriving, interspersed with our portfolio. Business cards were being exchanged. People were signing up for consultations. "3 more bookings already," Mitchell beamed. "Uncle Raj's friends are impressed." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "Really? Really?" He took her hand. "And I've never been more sure about anything in my life." I slipped away, giving them their moment. Outside, I found Joanna directing photographers. "You can stop sending anonymous messages now," I told her. "Mission accomplished." She laughed. "I have no idea what you're talking about, but look." She pointed to where Maya's mother was proudly showing Uncle Raj's wife their business portfolio. Some dreams just need a little push. The ceremony began as the sun set. I stood beside Maya, watching her and Mitchell exchange vows. Their personal touches blended seamlessly with tradition, just like our business model. During the reception, I clinked my glass for the maid of honor speech. The room quieted. When Maya asked me to be her maid of honor, I had different plans. Nervous laughter from those who knew the truth. But life has a funny way of showing us what really matters. Today isn't just about a wedding. It's about having the courage to chase your dreams, even when the people you love don't understand them yet. I raised my glass to Maya and Mitchell, who proved that the best partnerships are built on trust, understanding, and the willingness to take risks together. And to Mumbai Dreams, where we make those kinds of partnerships possible for others. The crowd applauded. Maya hugged me, whispering, "Thank you for not going through with your revenge. Thank you for giving me something better to believe in." Later, as the party wound down, Bailey found me by the dessert table. "So," she said, "was it worth it? Giving up your revenge plot?" I watched Maya dance with her mother, both laughing as Mitchell tried to keep up. I saw Ronald showing venue designs to interested clients. Delilah was already booking appointments for next month. "You know what's better than revenge?" I asked. "Success. Real, meaningful success." My phone buzzed, a message from an actually anonymous number this time. "Interested in discussing Mumbai Dreams expansion plans. Let's meet next week." I showed Bailey the message. "Want to help me plan something bigger than revenge?" "Always," she grinned. "But this time, let's skip the sabotage." The night ended with fireworks, Maya's surprise gift to Mitchell. As they exploded overhead, painting the Mumbai sky in brilliant colors, I realized something. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about destroying someone's happiness. Sometimes it's about building something so beautiful that the past becomes nothing more than a foundation for the future. The morning sun streamed through the windows of Mumbai Dream's new office as I pinned the last blueprint to the presentation board. Our biggest project yet, transforming an old heritage building into a modern event space while preserving its historical charm. Ready? Maya breezed in, carrying 2 cups of coffee. Uncle Raj is bringing the investors in 10 minutes. Almost. I adjusted the blueprint. Where's Ronald? Running final structural calculations. Mitchell's with him. The office buzzed with energy. In the main area, Bailey directed our growing team of designers, while Delilah coordinated with vendors. Through the glass walls, I could see Joanna giving a tour to potential clients. Remember when this was all just revenge plots and wedding drama? Maya handed me my coffee. Feels like a different lifetime. Penny? Ronald appeared in the doorway, looking nervous. Can we talk before the presentation? Maya squeezed my arm and left us alone. I'm leaving the company, he said. My heart stopped. What? Not completely. I'll still consult, but I got an offer to head an engineering firm in Dubai. Oh, I sat down, processing. When? Next month. I wanted to tell you first, because… He hesitated. Because you deserve to know that I'm not running away. I'm moving forward, just like you did. Before I could respond, Uncle Raj's booming voice filled the office. Where are my favorite entrepreneurs? The presentation went perfectly. Our vision for the heritage building impressed even the most skeptical investors. As they filed out, Maya's mother pulled me aside. I was wrong about you, she said, about everything. We were all wrong about something, I replied. She smiled. Maya told me you're looking at that old property in Colaba for expansion. Yes, but the asking price is… Consider it handled. She handed me a business card. My investment group is interested. Across the office, I saw Ronald showing Mitchell some final calculations before heading out. Our eyes met briefly. No pain, no regret, just mutual respect and understanding. Penny, Bailey called. The bride from yesterday's wedding is here, says she has a referral. The day flew by in a whirlwind of meetings, designs, and decisions. As evening fell, I found myself alone in my office, looking at the city lights. Thought I'd find you here, Maya said, entering with a bottle of wine and 2 glasses. We never properly celebrated. Celebrated what? Everything. The company's success. Ronald moving on. You finally taking down that revenge planning board from your apartment, I laughed. You knew about that. Please, I'm your best friend. I know everything. She poured the wine, including the fact that you've been avoiding dating because you're afraid of getting hurt again. Maya. The new client? The one coming tomorrow. His brother is single. Just saying. Focus on the business, matchmaker. Speaking of business, she pulled out her tablet. Remember that idea we had in college? The one about destination weddings? The mountain resort concept? What if we made it real? I've been looking at properties in Shimla. We spent the next hour dreaming and planning, just like we used to. But this time, it wasn't just dreams. We had the power to make them reality. My phone buzzed. A message from Joanna. Drinks. The whole team's heading to Mondegar. We should go, Maya said. Celebrate with everyone. At the cafe, surrounded by our team, now more like family, I watched Maya show Bailey the Shimla properties, while Mitchell and Delilah debated color schemes. Even Ronald had joined us one last time, sharing Dubai architecture photos with the designers. Speech, someone called out. I stood, raising my glass. To new beginnings, to dreams that become reality, and to learning that sometimes the best revenge is building something so amazing that the past becomes irrelevant. To Mumbai dreams, they cheered. Later, walking home through the familiar streets, I stopped at the spot where I'd once plotted my revenge. The city felt different now, full of possibility rather than pain. My phone buzzed, an email from a potential client. Saw your heritage building presentation. interested in discussing my property in Goa. I smiled, already imagining the possibilities. Revenge had brought me here, but passion and purpose would take me forward. The future wasn't about getting even. It was about getting better, dream by dream, building by building, story by story. And this was just the beginning. I pulled out my phone and typed a message to Maya. About that Shimla project, I have some ideas. Because the best stories don't end with revenge. They end with creation, with growth, with transformation. They end with dreams coming true.